Did you know that canned tuna is one of the most commonly consumed fish in the world, yet it's also one of the top sources of mercury exposure in the human diet? That's a fact backed by both the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and recent scientific studies. It's cheap, high in protein, and lasts for months on your shelf. But what if this popular pantry item is silently harming your health? What if the same tuna that seems healthy is actually loaded with toxic metals, dangerous chemicals, and hidden preservatives that most people never check for? In this video, we are going to break down the real truth about canned tuna. You'll learn what science says about mercury, BPA, inflammation, and the hidden dangers inside that metal can. But don't worry, this isn't just about fear. We'll also guide you towards safer options and healthier habits you can adopt right now. So let's start with what's hiding inside that can of tuna, starting with mercury, the most silent and dangerous of all. Mercury is a naturally occurring heavy metal, but the mercury found in canned tuna isn't just from nature, it comes from pollution in the oceans. Factories and industrial waste release mercury into the water. Small fish absorb this mercury, then bigger fish like tuna eat those smaller fish. As they continue to eat, the mercury builds up inside their bodies. This is called bioaccumulation. Tuna are high up in the ocean food chain. That means they carry more mercury than most other fish. The longer they live, the more mercury they collect. And when we eat them, we're eating that mercury too. According to the US FDA, canned albacore tuna has 3 times more mercury than canned light tuna. That's a big difference. The Environmental Working Group warns that people who eat tuna frequently may be getting mercury levels far above safe limits. Mercury is a neurotoxin. That means it affects your brain and nervous system. It can cause memory problems, mood swings, tremors, headaches, and even permanent brain damage in high amounts. In children, mercury exposure can damage development. In older adults, it may increase the risk of dementia. And because it's odorless and tasteless, you have no idea how much mercury is going into your body unless you test it. That's scary, especially if you eat canned tuna often without realizing the risks. But mercury isn't the only problem. The next issue is BPA. BPA stands for bisphenol A. It's a chemical used in the lining of many canned foods, including tuna. The lining prevents the metal from corroding or reacting with the food, but BPA is a synthetic estrogen. It behaves like a hormone inside your body, and that's where things go wrong. BPA can interfere with natural hormones. It's been linked to breast cancer, prostate cancer, fertility problems, thyroid disorders, and even diabetes. Some studies show it may affect brain function and cause behavioral changes in children. The worst part? BPA leaks into the food from the can, especially when the can is heated during processing or storage. And even if the can is labeled BPA-free, that doesn't always mean it's safe. Many manufacturers now use BPS or BPF instead of BPA, but research shows that these replacements may be just as harmful, or even more so. A 2021 study published in Toxicology Reports warned that BPS can mimic estrogen at lower doses than BPA. So whether it's BPA, BPS, or BPF, the risk remains the same: hormone disruption, immune system stress, and increased risk of disease. Let's now talk about something that most people never consider when opening a can of tuna: salt and oil. Many canned tunas are packed in brine or vegetable oil, and this is where hidden health risks come in. A typical can of tuna in brine can contain up to 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium. That's almost 20% of your daily sodium limit in just one serving. If you eat 2 or 3 cans a week, that adds up quickly. Too much salt increases blood pressure, it puts stress on the kidneys, it can trigger water retention, swelling, and even increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. And it's even more dangerous for people over 60, especially those with high blood pressure or heart problems. Now, what about tuna packed in oil? Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Most of the time, this oil is low-quality vegetable oil like soybean, sunflower, or cottonseed oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when your body gets too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, it creates inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to arthritis, heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune conditions. If you already have joint pain or fatigue, this can make it worse. So every time you eat tuna in vegetable oil, you might be adding more fuel to the fire inside your body. Now here's something even more surprising: histamine. You've probably heard of histamine in relation to allergies, but did you know canned tuna can contain dangerously high levels of histamine if not stored properly? Histamine is produced when fish proteins break down. If the fish isn't kept cold from the moment it's caught to the moment it's canned, bacteria start producing histamine, and once it's there, it doesn't go away, even when you cook the fish. This can cause something called scombroid poisoning. Symptoms include headaches, flush skin, nausea, diarrhea, heart palpitations, and even difficulty breathing. It's one of the most common forms of fish-related food poisoning, and it's completely preventable if the fish is handled correctly. But low-cost brands often cut corners. They buy fish from cheaper suppliers who don't store it properly. That's why quality matters so much when choosing canned tuna. And the truth is, most consumers don't even know to look for these signs. So now you're probably asking, who's most at risk from all these tuna-related dangers? The answer: seniors, children, pregnant women, and anyone with hormonal or autoimmune issues. Seniors are especially vulnerable. Why? Because the body's ability to detox heavy metals and chemicals declines with age. The liver slows down, the kidneys don't filter as well, the immune system weakens, and that means toxins stay in the body longer. The brain becomes more sensitive to damage. Memory and mood changes become more likely. And if you already take medications, the combination of drugs and toxins can overwhelm your system. For pregnant women, the risk is passed to the baby. Mercury can interfere with fetal brain development. It can cause learning delays, behavioral problems, and lower IQ. That's why doctors recommend very limited fish intake during pregnancy. For people with thyroid issues or hormonal imbalances, BPA exposure can make symptoms worse. It can mess with estrogen, testosterone, and thyroid hormones. And for people with autoimmune conditions, the inflammation from oils or histamines can trigger flares. Now let's address portion size. How much tuna is too much? According to the US FDA and EPA guidelines, people should limit canned light tuna to 2 or 3 servings per week. Each serving is about 4 ounces, roughly half a can. For canned albacore tuna, the limit is even lower, only once per week. That's because albacore has up to 3 times the mercury of skipjack or light tuna. If you're eating tuna more often than that, you may already have elevated mercury levels. In fact, in 2017, a study in environmental research found that people who ate tuna more than twice a week had mercury levels 2 to 3 times higher than the general population. So yes, the type of tuna matters, the frequency matters, and the brand matters too. Here's another fact that most people miss: labeling. A lot of tuna cans don't clearly state what kind of tuna is inside. You might see words like chunk light or solid white, but they don't tell the full story. Chunk light usually means skipjack tuna, which is lower in mercury. Solid white usually means albacore, which is higher in mercury. If the label doesn't say skipjack, assume it's albacore and limit your intake. Also, look for cans that say pole and line caught. This method of fishing catches younger, smaller tuna, which means lower mercury. It's also more sustainable. Brands that use this method usually take better care of the product and the ocean. Before we end this part, let's quickly go over what we've learned so far. Canned tuna is affordable and high in protein, but it can also be a source of mercury poisoning, hormone disruption, and inflammation. Mercury builds up in tuna because of ocean pollution. It can damage your brain, nerves, and kidneys. BPA from the can lining can mess with your hormones and increase your risk of cancer. Cheap vegetable oils in the tuna can increase inflammation and heart disease risk. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure, and if the tuna was not stored properly, it may cause histamine poisoning. People most at risk include seniors, children, pregnant women, and anyone with health issues. Even healthy adults should not eat canned tuna more than 2 or 3 times a week. Albacore tuna should be limited to once per week, and if you don't know what type of tuna is in your can, it's better to play it safe. But here's the good news. You can still enjoy tuna if you do it the right way. You just need to know how to choose the safest types, what to eat with it to reduce toxins, and which brands go the extra mile to protect your health. In part 2, we'll talk about that in detail. We'll go over the top low mercury brands, what to look for on a label, and how to pair tuna with detoxifying foods. You'll also learn about healthy alternatives to tuna if you want to cut it out completely. Because your health is worth protecting. Your choices matter, and with the right knowledge, you can enjoy food that heals your body instead of harming it. So don't go anywhere. You now understand the dangers of mercury, BPA, inflammatory oils, excess sodium, and histamines. But the question remains, can you still eat tuna safely? The answer is yes. You don't have to give up canned tuna completely. You just need to be smart about the kind you eat, how often you eat it, and what you eat it with. So in this part, we'll go deep into how to choose the safest canned tuna. We'll talk about the best brands, how to read labels, what to avoid, and even how to combine tuna with detox foods that reduce mercury and inflammation in the body. We'll also share healthy alternatives to tuna if you decide to cut it out. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Know your tuna. Most people don't realize that not all tuna species are the same. There are 3 main types used in canned products: skipjack, albacore, and yellowfin. Skipjack is the smallest. It's also the lowest in mercury. This is often labeled as light tuna. If you want to eat canned tuna regularly, skipjack is the safest option. Albacore is larger and has more mercury. It's usually labeled as white tuna. This type should be limited to once per week at most. Yellowfin is in the middle. It's lean and often used in premium products, but still carries more mercury than skipjack. Some cans labeled light might contain yellowfin instead of skipjack. Always read the fine print. If the label doesn't clearly say skipjack or light tuna, be cautious. Some companies even mix tuna types and don't clearly disclose it. That's not safe. Always choose brands that tell you exactly what type of fish is inside the can. Next, look for how the tuna was caught. This matters more than most people think. Tuna caught using pole and line or troll methods are usually younger, smaller, and contain less mercury. These fishing methods are also better for the environment. Brands that use these techniques often test their products for mercury too. So look for cans that say pole and line caught. Avoid tuna caught using large nets or long lines. These methods catch older, larger fish with more mercury and are harmful to other sea life. Now let's talk about brands. Which canned tuna brands are actually safe? Based on independent testing and reviews from the Environmental Working Group, Safe Catch is one of the best. Every single fish is tested for mercury, not a random sample, every fish. Their elite line is the lowest mercury tuna on the market. They only use skipjack and avoid additives. Their cans are also BPA-free. Another good brand is Wild Planet. They use pole and line fishing and only pack tuna once, without water or oil. That means no dilution, no additives, and better taste. They only use skipjack and yellowfin. Their products are also non-GMO and tested for purity. Next is Thrive Market Tuna. It's organic, sustainably sourced, and comes in BPA-free cans. They use extra virgin olive oil or spring water, no added salt, no preservatives. Whole Foods 365 is another decent option if you want a more affordable choice. They have BPA-free cans and usually use skipjack. However, always double-check the label for mercury testing and catch method. Now that we know the good brands, let's talk about what to avoid. First, avoid generic store brands. Many of them use a mix of tuna types. They often don't test for mercury. They may use BPA-lined cans, and they usually don't tell you how the tuna was caught. That's too many unknowns. Also avoid any tuna that's packed in vegetable oil. This includes soybean, sunflower, or cottonseed oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fats. Too much omega-6 leads to inflammation, and when your body is inflamed, everything gets worse. Heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, even cancer risks go up. Instead, choose tuna packed in water. Or better yet, choose tuna in extra virgin olive oil if you want healthy fats. Always look for no salt added or low sodium on the label. Aim for less than 140 milligrams per serving. Avoid any tuna with more than 300 milligrams of sodium. Also skip cans that say natural flavor or smoke flavor on the label. These are processed additives that can trigger allergies or irritate the gut. Now let's talk about what to eat with tuna to reduce the harm. Some foods can help your body flush out mercury and other toxins. First, leafy greens like spinach, kale, arugula, or collard greens. These are rich in chlorophyll. Chlorophyll binds to heavy metals and helps your body remove them. Add greens to your tuna salad or wrap. It's an easy fix. Second, citrus fruits like lemon, lime, or oranges. These are high in vitamin C. Vitamin C boosts your liver's detox process. It helps produce glutathione, which is the body's master detox chemical. Just squeezing lemon on your tuna can make a difference. Third, eat your tuna with fiber. Good choices include sweet potatoes, brown rice, or quinoa. Fiber helps remove toxins through your digestive system. It also reduces inflammation and supports gut health. You can even mash tuna with avocado and spread it on whole grain bread. Avocados are rich in healthy fats and antioxidants. Another powerful combo is tuna with garlic and parsley. Garlic supports the liver. Parsley helps cleanse the kidneys. Together, they help your body deal with heavy metals and chemical exposure. Turmeric is another powerful ingredient. Add a pinch to your tuna mix. It fights inflammation and supports detox. Also, drink plenty of water. Hydration helps your kidneys flush out waste. If you eat tuna regularly, aim for at least 8 to 10 glasses of water per day. Green tea is also a good choice. It's full of antioxidants that help neutralize oxidative stress caused by mercury and toxins. One more tip, don't eat tuna with dairy. Some studies suggest that combining high-protein fish with dairy may slow digestion and trigger inflammation. Keep your meals simple and plant-based for better results. Now let's look at 3 healthy tuna meals. These meals are safe, simple, and good for seniors. First, tuna avocado salad. Use 1 can of skipjack tuna in water. Add half an avocado, a handful of spinach, a squeeze of lemon, and black pepper. No mayo, no salt, just clean, nourishing fats and detox ingredients. Second, tuna stuffed sweet potato. Bake a sweet potato. Scoop out the center. Mix it with 1 can of tuna, parsley, and a little olive oil. Put the mix back in the potato. Sprinkle turmeric on top. This meal is rich in fiber, antioxidants, and protein. Third, tuna veggie wrap. Use a lettuce wrap or whole grain tortilla. Fill it with tuna, cucumber, carrots, bell peppers, and a drizzle of lemon tahini sauce. It's crunchy, light, and packed with nutrients. Now, if you've decided to avoid tuna completely, that's okay too. There are great alternatives. First, sardines. They are lower in mercury. They are rich in omega-3 fats, calcium, and vitamin D. You can find them in olive oil or water. Just watch the sodium content. Second, eggs. Eggs are a clean source of protein. They contain choline, which supports brain health. Hard-boiled eggs are easy to store and prepare. Add them to salads or wraps instead of tuna. Third, beans like chickpeas or lentils. These are high in protein, fiber, and minerals. You can mash chickpeas with olive oil and lemon to make a tuna-like filling. Lentils can be tossed into salads for a hearty, plant-based meal. Another option is canned salmon. Wild-caught pink salmon is lower in mercury than tuna. It also contains healthy fats and bone-friendly nutrients. Always choose brands with BPA-free cans and no added salt. Now let's talk about a big myth. Some people think rinsing canned tuna removes mercury. That's false. Mercury is in the fish tissue, not the liquid. Rinsing can reduce sodium, but not toxins, so it's still important to choose low-mercury tuna in the first place. Also, don't microwave tuna in the can. Always transfer it to a glass or ceramic dish. Heating the can can release harmful chemicals from the lining into your food, and avoid eating tuna straight from the can without checking the label first. Take a few seconds to read the fine print. That small habit can protect your health in the long run. Let's do a quick recap. The safest tuna is skipjack, also called light tuna. It has the lowest mercury. Eat no more than 2 or 3 servings per week. Avoid albacore or white tuna unless it's once a week or less. Choose brands that test for mercury and use BPA-free cans. Always look for pole and line caught or troll caught. Avoid vegetable oils and added salt. Pair tuna with leafy greens, citrus, and fiber-rich foods to boost detox. And don't forget hydration. If you're not comfortable eating tuna, choose sardines, eggs, lentils, or canned salmon instead. Your health is in your hands. Every label you read, every meal you make, and every bite you take has the power to help or harm. So make it count. Eating healthy isn't about fear. It's about making smarter choices. Now you know the truth about canned tuna. You're no longer in the dark. You're informed, aware, and in control. So the next time someone tells you canned tuna is healthy, you'll know what to say, you'll know what to buy, and you'll know how to protect your body, because real health starts with knowledge, and you've got it now. If this video helped you, please like and share it. Leave a comment below if you've tried any of the safe brands or recipes, and don't forget to subscribe for more health tips made simple. Until next time, eat smart and stay safe.